All right, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to install these can lights. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Vinny the Handyman. Today's video, we're going to be installing some recessed lighting, also known as can lighting. So if you guys are new here, thanks for tuning in. If you like this video at the end, please be sure to like and subscribe. So with that said, let's get to the video. So what I brought for you guys here today are two different types of can lights, also known as recessed lighting. Now, these are the packs that it comes in. Now, these are for after construction, meaning you already have your drywall up, right? So as you guys can see, we have 1, 2, 3, but we need to add a fourth. All right, so this was existing construction. So what we want to do is add a fourth. Now, before the drywall went up, I pre-wired everything so that way we could pop in these larger can lights. You're probably asking yourself, well, why didn't you just install the permanent can lighting fixtures? Well, that's just because this was already drywalled, and so this section wasn't, so we just left it alone. So, for instance, if you guys have an existing fixture that's up in your ceiling and you want to convert it to one of these can lights, all you would have to do is remove that junction box that's there, okay? And then you're going to use the template that they offer you, and you're going to cut out a new hole up in the ceiling, okay? So that's what we're going to do in today's video. So pretty much if you are upgrading an old light fixture to a can light, then this is the video for you. So really quick, here's an example of a fixture that's going to be a can light in the future. But the point I'm trying to make is you guys can remove this fixture. You're going to have like a little junction box that's there, and all you have to do is make your new template for your 6-inch recessed lighting, and then get rid of that junction box, push it up, and then you'll have an opening for your new pop-in can lights. So that's what today's video is all about. There's another example. This could be removed and turned into a can light, as long as you remove the junction box that's sitting above the drywall. Do it safely, turn off the electricity, and you'll be fine. Okay, so there's two ways to go about it. You have this larger can lighting, which is a lot cheaper. I can get a whole box of 6 for the price of probably close to one of these. These range from $20 to $30 a piece. So these range from, I think, $6 a piece. They also have these where you can control them with your cell phone, and they have Wi-Fi capability, but this one doesn't. So we don't have to use the waffle one right now because the trusses, okay, are going this way. So there's plenty of room for these can lights to go up. I know because I did the layout. So, but yeah, so we're gonna be installing this one today. Now, once this thing goes up inside the drywall, you have these little black tabs, and all these do is you press those inward. You're going to install it in the drywall, and then once it's inside, then you push these tabs down, and these tabs lock onto the drywall, and then it makes this completely secure. So you're going to have a junction box right here. You're going to see me messing around with these wires. So up in the ceiling, we have our white, which is neutral. We have black, which is the hot, and then green for ground. So all you're gonna do is strip the wires, and you're gonna insert them inside here. So to strip the wires, you'll just be using these wire strippers, and they have different gauges down in here. And just follow the gauges. It'll say 14 or 12. Okay, also for the video, to make your hole up in the ceiling, you're gonna want to use a keyhole saw. I like these, they're a little cleaner. You can also use a router, but it's just messier. So just use a keyhole saw. It makes things a lot easier. All right, so once you figure out where your layout's gonna be, I have mine right here. Now you don't have to use a laser, you can. This just makes it easier for me, because I do it a lot. So we're just gonna put my laser right on my mark, right there. And, all right, so then, once you have your laser mark, just go ahead and mark with the pencil, so now you know where it's at, all right? So that's the easiest way for me to do my layouts is with a laser. Most of you guys don't have one, and that's okay. If you don't have one, then you just measure from the wall to center, the wall to center, and then match that on the other side of the room if you're dividing it, okay? So these all have the same measurement. I believe they're 36.5 by 36.5. Okay, so now that the lights are all on, this would be hot, okay? So that's why you want to make sure the light switch is off before touching anything, or turn it off at the breaker panel. In your guys' case, turn it off at the breaker panel. Okay. So while the electricity's off, I'm just going to shorten this a little bit. It's a little long. That's good. So what I like to use is a utility knife. All I'm going to do is scar it right in the center. And what you want to do is you want to pull it back, just like that. Cut it off. Now I'm going to use my wire cutters to strip the ends off. So really quick, you have your hot, which is black, your white, which is neutral, and then your ground. Okay, so now these are going to go in that junction box. Okay, so all we're gonna do is make a little hole on top. You could even go on the side, and you're just gonna feed that wire through that hole, and then you're gonna connect it to each one of these connectors. Okay, so the best way to remove these, take a flathead screwdriver, and just pry it back and forth. And there you go, it's off. Okay, so we're gonna hook up the black one first. You're gonna insert it and push, okay? Now these are clear, so you guys can see the wire going all the way in. Let's do the white. And then the ground. Okay, so we have our white, which is neutral. That's gonna go in that connector. And if you look real close, you can see how it's clear. So that's how you know you have it all the way in, okay? So you have your black and then your ground, which is the green. So now we're gonna stuff these in this junction box and push it up inside. Okay, so now let's stuff our wires inside the junction box. We're gonna close it. That's it. This, we're just gonna push it in. Make sure these tabs are pushed in as well. And go all the way up. So now it's nice and flush. So now you want to hit these tabs. And to give you a better idea, that's when that tab is pushed in all the way. So now we have this one to do. Okay, so push it up and lock in place. And like I said, that puts counter pressure on the drywall so the can sits up nice and tight. So those have to be in nice and secure. Okay, so now we gotta plug this up inside the ballast. It's probably easier to screw this inside first and then plug this into the light, but I wanna show you how it plugs into the light to make it easier for you guys. Okay, for the video, I'm gonna plug it in now so you guys can see it. All you wanna do is go like that. It only goes in one way, all right? And it pops right into place. Okay, and before you install it, just make sure your light settings are where you want them. Right now we have it at daylight, but you could also put them down to like a warm yellow, so it's not so bright. But the customer wants them at 5,000. So that gives you the kind of like that fluorescent white look. So it's all preference at that point. Okay, so now this is just gonna screw up inside. I'm gonna put my GoPro down because I need two hands. Oh, and before I screw this in, notice these little tabs on the side? That's when these little springs, when you compress them together, that's gonna sit inside the can light, just like that, okay? It's exactly how it's gonna sit. You could do that now or later, doesn't matter. Okay, it's in there nice and snug. Now, we're gonna put the spring aside. All right. Okay, so once you have those little tension arms inside, all you gotta do is push up, locks in place. All right, so that's it. And then whenever you want to paint your ceiling, you guys can pull it down if you want, change the setting, push it back up. And you're good to go. All right guys, so that concludes this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something today, please leave a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, Mindy the Handyman signing out. Take care and stay confident. See you in the next video.